Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is October 9, 2020. I just ran my COVID-19 analysis report for the U.S. state of Ohio, so let's just take a look here. Okay. First thing we'll look at is the trend. And the trend, unfortunately, is clearly upward. And the average is past the average over here, and the average back here. So this is not looking good. For whatever reason, even though I'm really more concerned with deaths, cases that represent potential deaths. Okay. Okay. Now let's take a look at deaths. The 14-movie average says that the deaths are actually fairly flat. Of course, you're averaging this to this, so to speak. Okay. So that's the problem. So what is the actual number of average deaths per day then? My guess is somewhere between 20 and 40 a day. Because these two spikes are only 80. All right. Let's take a look at weekly cases then. You could say, well, all these weeks here are below this big peak here, and they're also, of course, the other thing is they're also above. The weekly cases are also above this first spike back in April and May, which is interesting. Okay, let's take a look at deaths. Look at the deaths. Yeah, Ohio's got some deaths, 200 deaths here, a lot of them around 150 range. But look at this. Look at the deaths in April. Look at the deaths in July, August, and September. Huge spike in cases without a huge spike in deaths. A very low spike in cases, but a very big spike in deaths. What I find interesting. I find very interesting. It could simply be that we're doing a better job of managing risk, particularly in places like nursing homes. I wear a mask, but the question is this: if people wearing masks, then why are cases still increasing? Cases should be decreasing. Okay, so let's take at the month. Let's look at the monthly totals for cases. You can see once again here, July was a big spike, way ahead of April and May. Okay, way ahead. Huge spike. While we had some decline in August and September, it's still way ahead of April and May. Here's the current month. Deaths, well, look at the deaths back in May, April and May, and even June. And now look at the deaths in June, July, and August. All three of these months are below these three in terms of total deaths. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Let's come on down and see what else we can find out here. The average number of cases by week, average number of deaths by week doesn't really change anything here so much. Let's see. Let's skip these here. So what this plot is, this is the top 5 counties in Ohio who had the most cases during the last 7-8 days. Okay, Franklin, Hamilton, Montgomery, Butler, Cuyahoga County. Okay, now what about deaths for the previous week? Well, for the last 8 days, Erie, Hamilton, and Henry both had apparently 2 deaths for that week. While Claremont and Crawford had 1 death per week. This is for the state of Ohio. You can see that, well, it looks like the cases as far as Franklin County are starting to fall again here. Okay, while deaths are remaining actually fairly flat. All right, so that takes care of the report for the state of Ohio. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next report.